So Russell Wilson, 37 years old, I honestly think he could be solid. He could be an okay option at QB2. Would he be my number one option? No. But somebody who gives you confidence behind Geno Smith and could help guide Cade Klubnik as well. So moving away from the quarterback, let's move to a guy who I think is probably the top linebacker prospect out there. I know there's Bobby Okereke, but there's an underrated name that's not getting a lot of talk, and that is Devin White from the Raiders, formerly of the Buccaneers. This guy was a monster for the Raiders last year, led the team in tackles, and was around the ball every time. Was a reliable piece on that defense. He's only 28 years old. He's 6 foot 252. The Jets need help at linebacker. They didn't really do anything to add to that linebacker room in the draft. Now, I think it's still beneficial to get somebody. Devin White, I think, would make too much sense. And if you were planning on going to a 4-3, he can play on the interior and the exterior linebacker. You'd be an outside linebacker. Or if we move to a 3-4-2, you could have Demario Davis next to Devin White. And then Jamien Sherwood, who I think is going to be better on the outside as an outside linebacker, weak side outside linebacker, play him on the outside linebacker, and then maybe a Francis Maui-Noah or McCrary Ball, something like that. But I think Devin White adds so much to this defense and more physicality. He's able to cover and doesn't miss tackles either. I think he makes a lot of sense for the New York Jets and somebody I would be all for going and getting. And I think a one-year deal could get it done because, let's face it, he's been out there for a while. I didn't think he was going to be still a free agent up to this point. I like Devin White a lot, and I think he makes a ton of sense for Aaron Glenn's defense. But then we got another guy, another linebacker, Jermaine Pratt, 29 years old, formerly of the Raiders, Bengals, now then Colts, 6'3", 240 pounds. Not great in coverage, but another veteran who makes tons and tons of tackles, does not miss a lot, and is still out there. Somebody who I think can bring up a lot of veteran leadership, similar to Devin White, plays next to Demario Davis, and I think it adds a lot to the defense, a lot of physicality. All right, so he's somebody you can look to as well as being a cheaper option out there.